Okay, so we are recording. Okay, so quickly before I hand this over to Mr. Olubemi, who will introduce himself, just in case you were not here last week, he's going to do an introduction of himself again. This is a precursor to the bootcamp starting later this week on Tuesday precisely. So we'll have a bootcamp starting on Tuesday, right? And it will be Tuesday and Saturdays, 7 p.m. 7 p.m., just like you're having it at 7 p.m. right now, to be Tuesdays and Saturdays, 7 p.m. EST. Let me go to the website and I can show you a couple things. So if you come in here and you go into Data Analysis Bootcamp, which is the third one here, you see the training is starting on the 21st. All right. And the timing for this is Tuesday and Saturday, 7 p.m. All right. And we are giving you 30% off as of today. All right. So please take advantage if you're looking to join the 10-week bootcamp. All right. Now, if you're looking to join the 10-week bootcamp, you can come in here, all right, to this website, and I'm going to share the link with you. All right. Take advantage of these discounts. Now, that is the link to get in here. You come in here to early bird discount. You're having 30% off. All right. And you click on this. All right. I believe that is supposed to be May 20th, which is on Monday. All right. Not May 30th. So that's May 20th. All right. You come in here and then you use the code. It's told you the code to use is off30. You come in here and you use the code off30. You apply the code, it's going to automatically apply to the amount. Okay, you take a 3-time payment and you use off30, it's going to apply automatically to the amount. All right, so you've got the 30%. Now, for those of you who are already students on any of our other courses, all right, just reach out to Ama or reach out to myself. You will have a 50% discount for every student. For those that are already, probably you're a student on the product management or business analysis course and you're looking to take this course, it's going to be 50% for you. So that is already standard. But for those of you who are not students, we're giving you a discount of 30% for you to come on the course. All right. So that is that I have for you. Now, for this masterclass, right? This is the second masterclass. We had the first one last week. Now, if you were not in the masterclass last week, we shared the recording, okay? The recording is on YouTube. So just go to the Skill Garage on YouTube and you will find the recording on YouTube. I'm going to share the link to the recording also. Okay, so let me see if I can grab that quickly. The link to the recording. Just give me a minute. I'm going to grab the link to that recording so that in case you missed it, you could actually find it. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to get that now. Okay. So replay of class 1, I got it here. So you have the replay for class 1 there. So I dropped it in the chat. Okay. So you can do the replay there. Now, this will also be recorded and shared with you through the same means. All right. It will be shared with you on YouTube, and the data set is also there. So let me see if I can click on that link and go there. You, right? You don't want to get into a program and discover. So this is the one we had for last week. Now, the data set for this can be accessed here. Okay, so when you click on this, you will be able to access the data set for last week. Now, the data set you will be using this week. Let's talk about the data set you're using for this class. Now, the data set you're using for this class, just go on the website, click or just hover over, just click on programs, go all the way down to data set. Okay, all right. This is meant to be data set 2, but don't worry, just click on this. Okay, it will take you here to Calgary real estate. So the previous one was the pizza data set. This one is the Calgary real estate data set. And I'm going to share also the link with you in the chat. Okay, I'm going to share the link with you in the chat. So this is the data set that we will be using for tonight's class. All right. So that's the data set we'll be using for tonight's class. All right. So you can go on the website and click on this data set. It will take you all the way there. If you're on your laptop, please download the data set. And again, don't try, I think Olubemi is going to tell you that already. Don't try to, yes, you can try to follow as he's doing it, but I think the best for you is for you to just understand what is going on, right? And then later when you go on the video, you can then, begin to replicate what you have there. All right. We've also shared the links, all these links, we've shared the link to the data set via email. We've also sent it to your to the Telegram groups. Okay. All right. That will be it from my end. I will hand this over to Olubemi, who is going to take it from here. And don't forget, again, for those of you looking to join the boot camp, the data analysis boot camp, this will be, you have a 30% discount that you can leverage. Okay, a 30% discount that you can leverage. All right, over to you, Olubemi.
Thanks, Michael. Good evening, everyone.
Stop sharing.
And welcome to day 2. Just a second. Okay. I'll just do a quick introduction about myself, then we'll get right to business. So my name is Gemi. And today we'll be working on, last week we worked on, helping a pizza company make decision with their data. And we saw how we're able to get save the company some money using their data sets, using what they have. Like they said, data is money. If you can save money with data, then because data is money. And this week, we'll be looking at something a little bit different. We'll be looking at real estate data for Calgary. I decided to look at something that is, relatable. And I know majority of us are here in Canada, so we decided to pick up a data set that we can relate to. And so it's a 2023 real estate data majorly for Calgary. I don't want us to use a very large data set. I just want us to do something simple, something we can recreate. The work I've done, of course, I've already done it, but I want something we can recreate within this 2-3 hours window that we have. So try to, limit the amount of data we have and limit the scope of the class. So we're working on 2023 real estate data, and yeah, so it's a data set I got from Kaggle. I'll give you the link to the a data source. And I just did some modification to the data sets to make sure it's suitable for today's class. So that's what we'll be working on. And a quick introduction about me. My name is Bemi. Like I said, I'm a solutions analyst with Wawanisa Insurance. I have about 6 years of experience in different industries, banking, IT, also e-commerce, and also currently where I work in an insurance industry. Um, so I have a lot of experience in data analysis, as a BI developer, as a data scientist. My previous role with Law Depot, I worked like as a data analyst, and in some cases, built some machine learning models. So went into data science as well. And currently, I'm moving into data engineering. You just keep learning every day. There are new tools, and you just have to make sure you are up to date. So that's a little bit about me. I'm a Power BI, I'm a Microsoft certified Power BI data analyst. Um, I use a lot of data tools, Python, R, Tableau, SQL, Excel, and although for this bootcamp, we'll be covering SQL, Power BI, and Excel. But the thing is, if you can use Power BI very well, then Tableau becomes easy for you. We'll be using, also, if you use SQL, once we cover SQL, we'll be using SQL Server, which is the most popular. And once you cover SQL Server, you'll be able to, work with any of the RDBMS that you find that you encounter when you start working. So, won't be spending a lot of time talking. I want us to start working because we have a lot to cover, and I want to make sure we finish everything up today. So today we'll be doing a lot of data cleaning, which is usually the most challenging part for data analysts. I mean, when you see data analysts working, 80% or let me say 70% of their time is spent on data cleaning, manipulating data to make sure it's suitable for analysis, while the remaining 30% is 30% of the time is what they use in focusing on the analysis itself. So we'll be doing a lot of data cleaning today, taking data from different sources to make our data more meaningful. So I will show you what I'll do. I've made it simple for you, but I will show you what I've done. I will show you what I did to get to where I currently am. And yeah, so let's start. If you have, I don't know if you have the link to the data set. If you have the data set, can you put yes in the chat so I can know the amount of people that have the data so we can start working. If you have the data sets, please put yes in the chat. If you don't have the link, you can just ask for the link in the chat. I'll quickly share it with you. Let's get the data set. It's probably a zip folder, download it, and yeah, let's get work. So I'll wait for, we have about 15 people, so I'll wait for at least 5 yeses before we start to be sure we're on the same page. So to get the best in this class, where I like to do it, if you have 2 screens, awesome, you can follow along. One screen is going to be on your Zoom, and the other screen is going to be on your Power BI screen. So you can easily recreate what I'm doing. But for me personally, the best way to learn is to actually listen. Once you listen and you want to recreate it in your own free time, you will see that there are some things you thought you knew, but you're not getting it anymore. So you probably need to go back to the video and watch it again. And that's the best way to learn. If you do something, if you get stuck in it and you go to a video to, to bail yourself out, you will probably not forget that thing again. But if you're just recreating what I'm doing, anybody can do it. You will think you know it, but sometimes you don't. So I think the best way, the most effective way for me over time when I'm taking any course, what I do is to listen, watch, then I try to recreate what has been done after watching the video. So that's my recommendation. You don't have to take it. You can, if you have 2 screens, and you can just follow me. And yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 yeses. Can we get one more? If you have the data sets, just put yes in the chat. If you have questions, though, please, I like Simeon Tobriche. Do you still have this? Do you still have a question? I see your hand is up. Simeon Tobri. Oh, okay, good. So if you have a question, I'll be monitoring the chats and I'll be monitoring the answers as well. If you have a question, just feel free to quickly ask. Because if you don't ask, if you get stuck, then anything I build, I'm going to build on what we've been doing, and it becomes more difficult. So if you have a question, feel free to bring me back. Let's quickly work on it. Okay. So if you have a question, use the chat box. You can raise your hand if you want. I'll be monitoring both as well. And yeah, let's start. So if you have the Simeon, I see your hand up again. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Hear me now? Okay. Oh, like last week I was doing it just like the one that you taught last week. So I was doing it on my own. So it's like I don't know how I managed to skip the pizza. Let me go back. Let me see. Take the 1 minute. The pizza type. So I forgot. So when I went to do the model view, I found that all the pizza type was giving me column instead of a category, ingredient, name, and other. So I want to kind of edit that scenario so we can do it again. So I don't know how. If you can maybe walk me.
So I won't be able to walk you through now. I'm hoping we'll be the way I've structured the class. I'm hoping we'll be able to finish on time and have a lot of time for questions. I might pull up the Power BI file for last class and maybe I would allow you share your screen so to see what you're talking about. So,
Okay,
but for
fine.
today, we need to. This is a totally different and I don't think we would want to spend time on last week's file, especially for those that were not here.
It's
So
okay.
we can take that after the class. I promise you, once we finish, I can stay back to take some questions.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks so much.
All right. So let's start. If you have the file downloaded, you'll see it's an Excel file. There are two data sets. We have we have this housing data, blah blah blah, and we have this location. Let me pull this up again on this page. So we have this. So this data is something I downloaded on Kaggle. I got it on Kaggle, and also when I needed more information, I'll show you why I got this, how I got the second one as well. It's not in the original data set, but I just did it to give a dashboard more meaning. Also, please download these assets. I'll be picking a lot of logo. Last week I showed you how to get logos, but I already downloaded everything in a folder here. So download this asset as well. We'll be picking up logos from this file. All right, let's start. So I have this file downloaded already. So the first thing we want to do is to look at, let me see, here, yeah, here. Okay, good. So this is can you see my screen? Please confirm, can you see this folder? I just need one person to confirm. Yes, in the chat box. Anyone confirm? Can you see my screen? Can you see the folder? Okay, good. So the first thing you need to do is to look at the type of file you're bringing in. You need to know what kind of file it is. So you can see this is an Excel worksheet. People make a lot of mistake. They confuse Excel for CSV. And this is the implication. If that is a CSV file, okay, for example, that's an Excel file. Let's say I mistook it for a CSV file. If I click on text CSV and I try to locate that folder, see, I can't see anything here because what I'm searching for is a text, is a CSV file. So you need to know the data set you're bringing in first. So we've confirmed that the data set is an Excel file, so we don't have a problem. So let's bring in our data. So how do you do it? You click on Get Data, and you see the most frequently used options here. But if the option you're looking for is not here, you can click on More to see more options. But it's an Excel file, so it's just the first option here. So you click on Excel Workbook, and navigates to the folder where you have the data set. So the first one we're bringing in is this homes for sale real estate. Please don't forget to ask questions. Raise your hand if you have any question. So, and if I'm going too fast as well, please do let me know. So the first thing is to click the first data set, which is homes for sale real estate. Click on it, click on open. So you see Power BI doing its thing. It's going to take some seconds and it's going to load. Now, you have this modal coming up, showing us a preview of the data we have, of the data set we have. If you want to preview that data set, you click on this checkbox here. You see the data sets. Yeah, so this is the data we're looking at. It's basically listings available in Calgary for 2023. And we just, look at the data to see that it's what we are looking at. So for now, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to load the data and bring in the second data as well. So for you to confirm the data has been loaded successfully, you will see the data here on your right. It's currently named as sheet 1. We'll rename it later. All right, let's bring in the second data set. Click on Get Data again. It's also an Excel workbook. Calgary postal codes. Open. Yeah, just the same drill like last time. Click on it, preview the data. Let's look at it. Okay, and then we load the data. Now that we've loaded the data, we need to go and do a transformation. So there's a tool, there's a tool that is used for transformation in Power BI. It's also available in Excel. It's called Power Query. Power Query is the tool we use for our data manipulation and for doing any sort of transformation in Power BI. Okay, and how do we get to Power Query? If you come to this window that says transform data. So anytime you see a small, it's called, the technical name is called a chevron. This downward looking arrow that you see here is called a chevron. Anytime you see this chevron here, I like to click it to see all the options that are available. Because if you just click on the button, it's going to pick the first option. But if I'm working on anything, I like to see all the options that are available. So what I do is to click on that chevron, and you see the options available, says transform data, data source settings. What we want to do is to transform the data. So I click on transform data. So Power Query is going to load up. Yeah, it's pretty fast, so it's going to take a few seconds. Now, let me quickly explain this. So the way I've set up my Power BI, I've set it up to be totally manual. I want every change that happens in this window. I want to be aware of every change that happens. So some of you see that instead of seeing column 1, column 2, column 3 here, you'll be having address, price, description. You'll be having it here. Don't worry. That means your Power BI is still automatic. The downside of that is that sometimes you are working with clients' data, and Power BI will automatically do some transformations for you that you don't want. In that case, it can give you a problem. But I like to configure everything to manual. Let me be responsible for every change that's going to be happening on this data set. So that's why you see my own is just showing column 1, column 2, column 3. So if you have your address, price, and all the column headers already on your own, no problem. I thought I was going to show you how to configure your Power BI to run manually in the last class. I don't think I did that, so I'll be doing that at the end of today's class. So the first thing we want to do is let's rename this sheet 1 and call it sheet 1 is not really descriptive. So let's give it something more meaningful. Let's just call it housing data. Housing data. Okay, so how do you rename it? Just double click on it. Just double click on it, then you rename. Then the other one, let's call it, the other one is just showing us location information. So let's edit it and name it what's location. So what I did, I named the first one housing data. How do you name? Just double click and rename it. And I named the second one location. So good. Let's go back to housing data and let's start doing a transformation. The first thing I want to do is to promote all this address, price, description, place, and all these headers that are seen here is currently on row 1. That is not the ideal position. It's supposed to be at the headers position. So we need to push this one, the headers position. How do we do it? Like I said, in Power Query, you can do one thing. You can do one thing in 5 different ways. There are different ways to achieve the same thing. So to promote this to headers, what you need to do is to make sure you're on the Home tab here. Make sure you're on the Home tab here. If you come towards the middle, just after split column and group by, you see an option that says use first row as headers. Use first row as headers. Click on it. Then it will make the first row as header. And let's say you made a mistake. Oh, I don't want to make the first row as header. You want to undo what you've done. It's not really undo. It's to, you want to cancel the step the previous step you did. You come here. Can you see here the last step we just took is what we used the first row as headers. So that's what you are seeing here as promoted headers. So if you want to undo this step, you can click on that X just beside it. Click on that X and it will undo it and take you back to your previous state. So let me show you a second way to promote this as headers. Right click on this table button on the top left corner here. Right click on it. And you see that the second option that you have here is what? Use first row as headers. Click on it and you get the same thing. Like I said, in Power Query, you can achieve the same thing 5 different ways. So currently you see that we have the data type is what? ABC123, ABC123, ABC123. That's not ideal. We need to give it the proper data type. The fields that are text, we'll give them text. The fields that are, numbers, we give them numbers. And yeah, So that's what we call data transformation. When you get to interview, when they say data transformation, these are the things we are talking about. It's not something very, very big. I mean, it could be complicated as well, but changing data type to the appropriate data type, changing lowercase to uppercase, doing some of these things. These are what we call data transformations. Okay, so what we are doing is actually data transformation. And we'll be doing some, of course, more advanced stuff here, and we'll get to that in a bit. So, because because I've looked at the data before, I noticed that there are some. Okay, we'll get to that. Before we get to that, anyway, don't let me come as someone that's seen this data set before. Let us do it together as someone who is just seeing the data for the first time. So don't let me come with previous information that I have. So okay, let's change the data. Let's change the data type. So to change the data type is very easy. At the top left corner of each column, where you can see it's ABC123, just click on it. I want you to put it in the chat, please. I want you to do it fast anytime. I want you to respond fast so we can move fast as well. So I'll be asking some questions. I want you to quickly respond in the chat. I see someone raised their hand. Okay, please quickly. Ose Arikan. Sorry.
Thank you.
That
Sure. I'm trying,
yeah.
I'm working with you. I have two screens here, but I don't seem to be having, it looks like you really modified yours. So I don't have address, price. I just have address, price, description, place, birds, bath, square feet, and website. But the things you have right underneath that has valid, error, empty, it's not on this raw score, correct?
Yeah, so it's not a big deal. So this is for okay, let me just show you how to get there. If you click on view, okay,
Okay. Yeah.
on view, you'll see this column distribution, column quality, and all these things. So I checked it. That's why I can, see
My
it. So
own
you
just
can
has,
just
when I clicked view, it's showing show comments. Those are the only two that are allowed for to edit. Show comment, zoom, full screen. I'm under
no,
the home for sale and real estate Excel.
so under view here. So
Yes.
you should see this data preview under this data preview space here. This ribbon
Mm.
here, you see column distribution, column profile is pretty standard for Power Query. Can you see it?
No, I don't see it.
Are you on
I
Power
don't see it.
Query?
I opened the Excel itself. That's the Power Query you're talking about. It says I should request edit access. It says you can only view this document. To make changes, ask the owner for edit access. So when you load it, it says ask
Okay,
owner to be.
hold on.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
download the Excel file?
Yes, I did on my laptop.
So did you connect the Power BI to your Excel file?
Connect. So that's why I double click. I went to view only. Then it tells you ask owner to be an editor for
No,
home
no, no,
for
no.
sales.
No, did you open the Excel file directly or did you connect Power BI to the Excel file?
Okay, I opened it directly. After Michael dropped the link, I
No, no,
right
no, no.
clicked it.
Were you here when we connected this Power BI to Excel?
Just for the beginning of this training, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I was here.
This get data that we connected to Excel, picked those two data sets and we loaded them here. Were you here when we did that?
I was here. I said from the beginning. Except I missed that step. I just opened the
Okay.
Excel on my laptop, then it has opened.
Sorry guys. I don't want to
I'm in the Power BI.
yeah, I don't want to let anyone. Okay, we'll just take it back. So for the sake of the people that are just starting as well, let's quickly do this and let's do it again. Please, please, please. Look at what I'm doing again. I'm going to quickly do what we've done before, and I hoping we'll be able to finish on time. So you've downloaded the data set. That's the first step. Now let's
Yes.
connect Power BI to the data set. We already saw that the data set is an Excel file. So what we do is to click on Get Data. I mean, it's an Excel file. You can just click on this import data from Excel that you have here, but let's just do it like we don't know. It's going to give us the same thing. You can also click on Excel workbook here. This is going to take you there, but yeah, like I said, let's do it like, I know I said Power BI, you can achieve the same thing different ways. So let's click on get data, then click on Excel workbook. That's the first step. Then navigate to the folder where you have the file downloaded. First data set is this home or sales real estate. Okay, did you do this?
Yeah, I'm following you now.
I mean, did you do this before?
No, I didn't do it like this.
So you click on the data sets, home for sales real estate, and click on open. So like I said, if it's possible for you, so there's sometimes when you're moving between screens, you get distracted and you might not be able to follow along, especially when you've not used Power BI before. So my suggestion would be watch. Just if you want to get the best out of this class, just look at what I'm doing, then recreate it. If you get stuck, of course, the video will be available to you. And that's the way you will retain what you've learned. I'm telling you. So, because when you're moving between screens, if you've not used Power BI before, it might be tricky if you're moving between screens. But if you've used Power BI before, well, you'll be able to survive. So anyway, let's do it. So once we click on that data set, click on OK, click on this checkbox here, and we can see a preview of the data sets that we have here. Then we click on load. Once we click on load, it takes a few seconds, then we see the data sets appear here on the right. Awesome. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Let's bring in the second data set. Click on get data, Excel workbook. This time around, bringing in Calgary postal codes. So select it and click on open. Click on the checkbox again to have a preview of the data, and yeah, let's click on load. So after we've loaded the data set in, I said we want to do transformation. That's why we went to the second window, which is called Power Query. So how do we get to Power Query? I said when you're on the Home tab, you see this transform data. And I mentioned that this downward arrow called the chevron, click on it to see all the options that are available. And what we want to pick is for transform data, and click on transform data. Immediately you do that, Power Query is going to load up automatically. So Power Query is also available in Excel. And for those of you that know a little bit about data engineering, if you've used Azure Data Factory before, you'd see Power Query is also available in Azure Data Factory. All right. So yeah, the first thing, let's name this. Let's make the table names more descriptive. Let's rename it. So the first one is, we'll call it a housing. This sheet one, the first one, call it housing underscore data. And the second one is just giving us descriptive information about the location. So we could just as well name it what's location. Location. Awesome. Aliyu, please go ahead.
Sorry, mine is not showing the name. When I downloaded it, after downloading, hello?
I can hear you.
After downloading, when I loaded it on the Power BI platform, it's showing me sheet one. It's not giving me that name the same way it was downloaded.
Yes, it's okay. That's it. It's going to give you sheet one. That's why we are renaming it here. From sheet one, I renamed it to housing data and renamed the second one to location.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so like I said, the first thing is we have this column 1, column 2, column 3. We need to make this first one, we need to make them appear in the header position. They're currently here. And like I said, it's the way I've configured my Power BI. For those of you that just downloaded the Power BI, we've not done any configuration, probably see this address, price, and everything appearing at the top. That's absolutely fine. I'm just going to be doing what Power BI has done for you before. Like I said, I want to be responsible for every change, every transformation that is going to happen. That's why I like to configure my data sets, configure my Power BI to allow me do everything on my own, so we don't get surprises when you are presenting your reports to stakeholders. Okay, so we need to make this one appear in the header position. So how do we achieve that? If you're on this home tab, you will see this use first row as header. That's one option. Another option is to come to this table logo here towards the top left corner of the data view here. I'm sorry, I might not be able to let me see. Because I'm working on two screens, I might not be able to increase the screen size. But yeah, but if you could look at it, should be able to get, of course, I'll be describing as well as I'm working on it. Okay, so if you see this top left corner here, there's a table logo here. If you right click on it as well, you see this use first row as header. So anyone you use will give you the same thing. So let's just come to the home tab, since everybody can see this one, and click on use first row as headers. So immediately this comes to this top position. This comes here immediately, as you can see. So now I need to change the data type of each of these columns. For example, we're having ABC123. Anytime Power Query does not know what data type to assign to it, it's going to give you this default of ABC123, and we don't want that. So immediately I want you to answer me, what do you think should be the data type for this address field? If you want to see all the options available, see just this ABC123 beside this address name. You click on that ABC123. You see all the options available. So from this option available, which one do you think is appropriate for this address field? Thanks. Is there anybody disagreeing? Awesome. So text. If you're working with some other programming languages like SQL, Python, you see them, they will appear as string. Okay. So text is fine. You click on this ABC and change it to what? Text. All right. And for price, what do you think is appropriate for price? Quickly. We cannot use price. Oh. Okay, whole number is fine. But what if we now have some cents? What if we have cents? What if we have cents? So if you have like naira and 50 kobo, then we will so for person that is here today, you might need to change your message to, I'm hearing myself. Okay. For somebody that is here today, you need to change your message to everyone so we can all see your messages. I think it's correctly directed to host and panels. So I'm panelist. So decimal will work fine, but whenever I'm dealing with something that has a currency, I like to use this one, fixed decimal number. You can see that dollar sign beside it. Just click on fixed decimal number. You see the dollar sign beside it. So that's what I use for currency. That's fine. For description, obviously you can just use what? Text. And you can, if you see that this one is text, you can change both of them the same at once. Just select this one, hold your control key, select this one as well, right click, change data type to text. And if that was too fast, you know what, just change it one by one, change it to text, change this one to text. That's all. So for number of bedrooms. So anytime you're changing between text and number, you're getting confused, just ask yourself this question. Can I add this field? Is this something that I can add together? Yeah. Is it something I want to know is it something I can add together? If it's for example, if I tell you, if we have a field called telephone number, what do you think should be the data type of telephone number? Should it be whole number or should it be text? Anyone? Exactly. O number. So you say my Rogers plus my Telos. What will it give you? It will give you freedom, Avi. You want to add, you can't add phone number, right? So because you can't add phone number, it has to be a text field. Okay, so non-summable fields, non-summable values will be text. For example, your BVN number, sorry, but or let me use SIN. Yeah, you can't add your SIN number to another person's SIN number. So it's just a text. It should be a text. So you just ask yourself the question, is it a field that I can add? Yes. For bedroom, it can be a bit tricky. When I was asking myself the question, I was like, will I add a bedroom together? I was like, yes, I can add the bedroom, I can have bedroom together. If I have a house here, if I have one house in maybe if I have one house in for those that are familiar with Edmonton, if I have one house in, let's say, downtown Edmonton, a 2-bedroom apartment. If I have another 2-bedroom apartment in the, yeah, maybe close to maybe I have another one in Calgary. If someone is asking me how many bedrooms do I have in total in Canada, I will say 4 now. I have 2 in Edmonton, I have 2 in Calgary. So that one, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but at least you can still sum it up. Unlike phone number, that phone number one does not make sense at all. So for number of beds, we are going to make it what's O number. I mean, yeah, we make it O number, but I'll ask a tricky question now. For bats, what do you think we should make it? We spend a lot of time here. I'll try to go fast. For number of bats, what do you think we should give it? What's the data type? Decimal. Someone said decimal. Any other person? Text. Okay, any other person? Somebody can ask you, how many bathrooms do you have in total now? You can add bathroom upstairs plus bathroom downstairs plus bathroom in the basement. You can add them together, right? So, but if you say whole number, in Canada, there's some people that do half bats. So all these 0.5 will not, if I change it to whole number now, all the 0.5, how are we going to account for them? So the best thing is to change them to what? Decimal. Because, of course, we know in Canada we have 1.5 bats, we have 2.5 bats houses like that. So it's going to be a decimal. Anyway, it's not a problem. So as a matter of fact, Power BI can even do this automatically for you without you going through all this while. I can show you that trick if you want to do it yourself. You can select all your column, Control A, come to transform, and select this one that says detect data type, and Power BI will automatically assign all the data type for you instead of you doing them one by one. But like I said, I like to be in control of every change that I make on my data set. So that's why I'm taking my time to do it. So for square foot, of course, it's O number. We have them in thousands and in hundreds as well. So square foot is O number. For website is what? Text. Awesome. So now we're going to do some advanced stuff. I want you to pay attention. So I need, from this description field and from this address field, I need 2 things. From this description field, I need postal code. How can I take out the postal code? How can I take out this postal code? I want to see, can you see postal code can you see that T3E, 3NI? Those are the postal codes. I need to take it out. How can I do it? It would have been so beautiful. Let me show you something called split column. Let me show you. Normally, the way I can do it, I just select that column that I'm interested in and click on split column by delimiter. Delimiter means what is separating your data set. So if you look at this description, what do you think is the delimiter? What is separating each of the values here in every row? Anybody, what is the delimiter here? What is separating them? Anyone? Space, exactly. Space, they have spaces in between them. So if I select this one and click on split column by delimiter, it's not asking me, okay, can you specify the delimiter? already Power BI is smart enough to know that the delimiter is what? Space. But in some cases, it could be semicolon, it could be equal sign, it could be comma. But Power BI is smart enough to know that it's space. If I click on OK, that's what it did. So after Canada, space, jump. This is the space that is separating them. Jump to the next one, Alberta. Jump to this C3E. Jump to this one. Now, let me show you where the problem is. In some places, the postal code was split, was properly done. But look at this one. So in those places, you can see them well split here. But look at this one, they joined it together. And these are the problems you face when you are working. Some people, when you collect data, you will tell them to put age. Some people, you've not seen the annoying thing before. Somebody you just tell the person, write your age. The person will spell 45 in full, like in letter. You just be like, why can't you just write 45? It's not convenient for you. Some people write the 45 in full. So you when you're cleaning those data, you will sweat. So some people just give you extra work to do. So for example, now look at this postal code. Look at this person now, joined it together. Look at this person, joined it together. Look at this person, joined it together. And are we not going to say for every row that they joined the postal code together, we're going to take them out? No, you can't delete data. The data is complete. It's just a minor manipulation that it requires. So you can't delete them. So there are areas that while working as a data analyst, you will face problems like this. I wanted to clean up this data before bringing it in because I was afraid it would waste our time. But I was like, if you want to teach these people this thing, these are the things they need to know. These are the things that will give them problem on the job. So I'm just going to try to do this and make sure we still, do our dashboard and everything. So that means this method that I did, this split column, is obviously not working. So I need to undo. I want to go back. I remember how I taught you how to undo. Just come to the last step. The last step that I did, I don't want it. So I just click on that X that is beside it. So it takes me back. So what I can do first is, okay, this thing is proving smart, Abi. Let us make a copy of this column, this description column first. Let's make a copy. How do you make a copy? Just right click on that column and click on, you see the fourth option that says duplicate column. Please, I want you to pay attention. You don't have, if you can follow, fine, follow, but I would really prefer if you pay attention, then you look at it, then you can recreate this later with the video. So you right click on the description and click on duplicate column. Now, these people have decided to join themselves together, but they cannot be very wise. What I can do is that, what if I remove the last three characters from all of them? At least even if they join together, if I specify that I want to remove the last three, it will still give me the last three for everything, irrespective of the fact that they are joined together or not. So I can decide to extract the last three. But also there's something in Power BI. There's something in data sets generally. Let me open Excel and quickly show you this thing. I'm doing more than what I plan to do, but anyway, it's good for your understanding anyway. So there's something we call trimming. So if I give you A, B, C, and I put space, and this normal one, A, B, C. Normally, if you look at both of them, we say they are the same thing. But this one is ABC space. This space is treated as a character. So I will not know. So anytime you're working with text field, there's something you need to do to be sure you don't have those kind of errors at the end of the day. For you to know that these things are not the same thing. If I click on equal to and ask Excel, is this equal to this? Let's see if it's true or false. Can you see it's false? But if I clean that space, it's now true. So you need to watch out for spaces. So we don't know so why am I saying this? If I decide to extract the last three characters, if some of these things here have extra spaces here, it's going to count that space as a character. So it will extract that space and the next two after that space. So it's not going to give us something that is even. So the first thing to do is to trim it to make sure we don't have any trailing or leading spaces. So what do we do? How do we trim? Very simple. Just right click on it, come to this transform. What do? Trim. That's all. Trim it. So after we trim it, I said I want to extract the last 3 characters. So we are now sure that we don't have any spaces at the end again. So how do we extract these last 3 characters? What do we do? Click on it. You come to this option that says transform. This tab that says transform here. And around the middle, you see this option that says extract. There's another way you can do it here as well. Okay, we only have the split column. Okay, so we only have the split column here option here. Okay, so let's do it again. Select the column, come to this transform tab, and towards the middle, you say extract. And it's very, very intuitive. If you click, I said click on that arrow. Anytime you see an arrow there, don't just click on the arrow. It will now give you the option. What do you want to do? You want to extract based on length? Do you want to extract based on first characters? Do you want to extract based on last characters? Yes, I want to extract based on last characters because I want to extract from behind. And now click on last characters. It's now asking me, how many characters from behind do you want to extract? I already know I want to extract the last 3. Okay, so if I click on 3, so I already know I have the last 3. Okay, I already know I have the last 3. Awesome. Let's keep it there in one corner. We'll come back to it. You know, let's keep it there. We'll come back to it. So we now have our last 3. So the remaining thing is now how are we going to remove these ones that are here? So let's go back to what we did earlier. Under the same transform, click on split column. Split by delimiter again. And the delimiter is what? Space. Click OK. So can you see we have CA space AB, and we have this our parts that we're interested in. So for now, we are not interested in this CA. We are not interested in this space. We are not interested in this AB. These are the things we are looking for. Even this description 5, this second one, we've already extracted something like that at the end here. So we don't need this one. What we only need is this description 4. So we'll manipulate this one further. So what will I do? This description 2, this description 1 here that has CA, you can hold down your control key to select multiple. Description 2, description 3, and this description 5 here. I don't need them. So I can right click and click on remove columns. So immediately Power BI removed them. Okay. So I'm left with this description 4. So normally this thing is still giving me a problem because I'm supposed to have just the first 3 characters. But look at this one now. It's giving me the full postal code here. So if I now join this one to this last one here, this one will be having like 9 characters, which is not what we want. So what can I do? Can somebody raise his hand, raise your hand and unmute? What can I do to remove, to just have only the first 3 characters on this one? What can I do? Anybody wants to unmute? Anybody wants to try? What do you think we can do? Mayo, please go ahead.
Okay, we're going to select that column, click on transform.
Okay.
And then we go to extract.
Okay. Should I just click on extract or what do I do?
No, go to the chevron.
Okay, awesome. So normally if you just click on it, you just take the first option, length. So, and that's not what we want, so you understand. So we click on the chevron. So what do we do after this?
Okay, so we go to first characters.
Awesome. So what do we do?
We want the first 3.
Awesome. Then we click OK.
Yeah.
So immediately, can you see we are left with this first 3? Now we can now marry these 2 columns to get our postal code. Can you see that you will not see this thing in any textbook? So it comes from experience. So when I was working with this data, I was like, why is this thing giving me? I don't wanted to split by column and start working. But this thing was confusing me. And I decided to think, okay, how do I do it? There's no textbook that will give you. It comes with experience. You would sometimes you just try. Sometimes you just abandon the work. You just go and sleep. Immediately something will just come up. I can do it this way. I'll just run. Many times I wake up around midnight. I just quickly come so my laptop is permanently on. I don't turn it off. So all I just do is press enter and I start working. So I don't turn it off. So sometimes I just have that epiphany. In the middle of the night, I just rush to my system. Oh, this thing can work. And it's going to work like that. It's going to look like madness, but it's not madness. And sometimes you'll be doing, you'll be getting ideas in the middle of the night when your brain is relaxed. Sometimes you will work, you will not get it. You just need to close your laptop, go and chill. Then the idea will come again. So these things, you won't see them in the textbook. It comes with experience. Okay, so now we need to join these two things together. Okay, we need to join them together. So, all right, so how do you join them together? So the order in which you select the columns you want to join them matters. If I select this, if I say A, do you see a question or that was from before?
Yeah, if you say that the data is raw, we're not supposed to interfere with them. How come we're taking the CA off? Does that complete the data? Is it not supposed to
Okay,
be together?
good question. CA is what? Canada. Whereas the location we're looking at is Calgary. We already know Calgary is in Canada. So Canada is not, that CA is not giving us any information. I took out CA, I took out Alberta. We are working with only Calgary. I said it, maybe you were not there, but I said it earlier. We're working with only Calgary. So we already know Calgary is in Alberta and is in Canada. So there's no need keeping any other field that is showing us Calgary and Canada, showing us Alberta and Canada. We already know Calgary is there. Where we might need to keep Alberta is if we have cities from other provinces, then we now need to know that, oh, we need to separate all the provinces. And where we might need to keep Canada is if we have different countries, then we need to keep Canada. But if all our data set is within one country, Canada, take it out. And now our data set is now only in Alberta. We don't need Alberta, we take it out. Okay, so that's why we're focusing on Calgary. In fact, if there's Calgary field, I'll take a Calgary because we know that all the cities we are working with are in Calgary. So the only case I might leave Calgary is if you have other cities that are in Edmonton, Lethbridge, Edgery, Red Deer, if you have other cities from those places, then I might need to, okay, keep Calgary, keep all those cities. So it's redundant. We don't need it. We already know it's Canada. So that's why I took it out. Hope that clarifies.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Okay. We spend a lot of time here, but it's very important. Even if on data cleaning, transformation, all these things, if you are working, if this is what you're doing, if you spend a lot of time and we get this, it will make your work as a data analyst easier in the future. So now we need to join this thing together. And not typical postal code in Canada. It's usually like let me use my postal code, sorry. It's usually like this 350J1. There's a space in between. Okay. So when we are joining these two postal codes, these two together, we need to put space in between. I'll show you how to do that. So select the first one. So, and I said the order in which you select them is very important. If I select this second one and select this first one, and I go and click on merge, it will put this first one, it will put this second one first and put this one behind. So anyone you want to appear in the front is the one you first select. Is very, very important. I'll take it again. I want to join them together. And the way I want it is T3E, 3N1. So because I want this one to appear first, this is the first column I will select. Go ahead and select the second one. If I mistakenly select this one first and select the second one, it will give me 3N1, T3E. And that is not what we want. So you have to be very careful. This one is not very intuitive, but yeah, we learn every day. So you click on this first one, click on the second one, and you now look for the option that says merge. For some reason, merge is not under transform, is under home. I bet I have lied. Okay. Yeah. Wait. Oh, it's under transform. Take it back. So it's under transform. The merge that is under home is for merging two tables together. We're not going to be doing that anyway. This one is for merging two tables. It's something like you call join in your SQL. Those of you that are familiar with SQL, the same way you do join. So let's go to transform and we click on merge. Okay, so we remember, okay, I'm not sure the order in which I selected this. Let me just do it again before problem happen. Select this one and click on merge column. So Power BI will ask you, do you want a separator in between? Of course, we want a separator in between, and separator is what? Is a space. So in case you want a separator that is not among all the options here, just click on custom and use that separator. But the separator we want to use is what? Space. So click on space and click OK. Immediately, Power BI will do it together. Can you see our beautiful poster code? So let's just rename it, call it poster code. See all this work that I've been doing since just for poster code. And the one visual that we're going to use it to. Anyway, so we have our poster code here. Awesome. I like to bring it here. It doesn't matter. You don't have to bring it anyway. Just leave it. So the work is still, we still have a lot of work to do. So 3. Okay, let's keep going. I'll try my best to be faster, but I just want you guys to understand it. That's the most important thing. Southwest, southeast, southeast, southwest. We are very familiar that Canada likes, separating. At least I know about Alberta. We like separating it into southwest, southeast, and all these things. So we're going to create a new field that we're going to name what? Region. So it's going to basically show us anything. If the address is in southwest, it's going to show us it's in the southwest. If the address is in the south, it's going to show us it's in the southeast. So what I noticed is that I noticed some discrepancies like that. There are some values that have their southeast is small letter. So if I decide to extract this thing the way I want to do it, it's going to pick only those ones that are capital letters, okay? And we don't want that situation where there will be SE, but because it's in small letter, Power BI will not pick it. So to avoid that problem, what I want to do is to change everything here into capital letters first. So we don't even have any problem of small letter or capital letter. Change everything into capital letter first. So how do I do that? Just right click on that column. Come to this option that says transform. See uppercase. Just click on uppercase. Changes everything to capital letter. Now we can do what we want to do. Okay, that's what we want to do. We need to create a new column called region. Okay, so how do we create a new column? Very, very intuitive. Look at this option that says add column. Click on that option. It's not telling you what kind of column do you want to add. Remember I said I want the column to be added in, so I want the column to be created in a way. Anytime I say column or field, I mean the same thing, okay? Column and fields means the same thing. And rows and records mean the same thing. I might use them interchangeably. So column, fields, they mean the same thing. So I want to create this field, this new column based on the fact that if it's SW, it should be if there's SW in that address, you should name it SW. If there's SE, you should name it SE. So it is a conditional statement. It's based on what is contained in each of this address. So the type of column I want to create is is a conditional column. And this is the option I'll select here, conditional column. Now, what do I want to do? Look at the condition. I will write the condition together. If column name is if it is giving you that if statement, you have this if else statement also in Python, SQL. SQL is called the case statement in SQL. We'll be doing that when we get to SQL as well. So you see this column name, you select if what field are we deriving this new column from? Somebody in the chat quickly. Which of these fields are we deriving this new column from? Which of these fields here are we deriving the new field from? Anybody in the chat? Yeah, we're deriving it from what? Address. Awesome. So you click on address. You will now say if address equals to no, you look at all the options that are available. If address contains is what we want. If address contains SW. Now I will show you, instead of making the same mistake, let me just show you what I did. So initially when I was doing it, when I was trying to do it before coming to the class, I did SW. And I did SE. But I noticed when I did SE, there are some words that have SE in them. For example, I can't see anyone. I can't see anyone now, but okay. For example, let's say there's a street called Everyone, or there's a street called, let me look for one that is Let's see. Is there anyone that is appearing here? No one's appearing here now, but let's say there's a street called Everyone, for example, Everyone. If you look at Everyone, the last two character of Everyone is NE. So if I just say NE in this place, so if the thing says a word like Everyone, it will count it as Northeast. And that one might not actually be Northeast. So how can I ensure we don't have that kind of problem? For example, let me see if I can get something that we can use as an example here. Let me see. Okay. I saw one and just left. Just look at cornerstone, for example. Can you see this cornerstone? So if I say contains NE, it will pick this copper stone here. It will pick it as northeast because there's NE here. How can I differentiate this? Look at this one, for example. This Sadu land that has NE standing alone, and this cornerstone that has NE in it. How can I differentiate them in my case statement? Okay, how can I differentiate them? So instead of saying contains NE, I know there's space before NE in all the ones that I want all the ones that I want to be actual NE. Okay, I know there's space before them. So what I would do is instead of saying contains NE, I'll say contains space NE. That way, it will not pick cornerstone because cornerstone does not have space NE. It just contains only NE. So that's what I'll be doing. So for each of them, you say contains space, whatever you are looking for. Like I said, those things you get them by experience. You would have made mistakes over and over again, then you will learn from your mistakes. But here, you will use all the mistakes we've made. You will not make them anymore because we will be showing you those mistakes, those common mistakes. So you say if address contains, so I'll do it fast. If address contains space SW, let's start with SW. Call it what? SW. Or we can say call it Southwest, but SW is okay. So we've done for SW. Let's go to the next one. Else, if address contains, also put space SE. Name it what? SE. Again, if address contains space NE, call it NE. So in this case, it will not pick cornerstone or those redstone like Joe mentioned. Then one more, if address contains what's the last one? Space NW, call it what? NW. Then there are some addresses here that don't have Southwest everything in them. So let's just call those ones unknown because we don't know them. So those ones, let's just call them unknown. So if it does not fulfill any of these four conditions, just call them unknown. And what do you want to call the name of what do you want to name the column? Let's call it region. Can you see? So region. Let me change it to text. Now let me show you. Let me drag it to the front. Let me drag it. It's very easy to drag it. Just hold the column and drag. Let me drag it to the front here. Can you see Southwest? This one has Southwest. Southeast. This one has Southwest. So no matter where the thing is, as long as it's not joined together with a word, if it's standing separately, this thing will extract it perfectly for us. So we are doing confirm data cleaning as we are now. So there's one more thing I need to do. But should I do it here or should I do it in DAX? Okay, should I just do it here? I'll do it in DAX. It's easier in DAX. Okay, so we are done with this one. Let's go back to the next data set, location. What do we need to do? We need to promote this one to header position first. So you say click on home and click on what? Use first row as headers. So let me show you how this one works. That thing that I told you about. Let us press Ctrl A. Let's select everything and press Ctrl A. If you come to transform and click on this detect data type, automatically it will do all the data type for you. You see, you don't have to be doing them one by one. But sometimes it's not very accurate, so you have to be very, very careful. So for this one, like for example, like I think Osa Ose, I'm sorry, Ose asked the last time that why would we take out CA, Canada? Just like that, we're going to take out Calgary and Alberta here. We don't need them. We already know what we are working on, this Calgary and Alberta. So we don't need both of them. And we don't even need this time zone. What I just need is this postal code and this longitude and latitude. That's what I need. So we'll be able to plot our map. I'll show you how to plot map on Power BI today as well. So we don't need these 3 columns. So let's just select it. Hold down Control key. Hold down your Control key to select multiple columns. Right click and click on remove columns. So we have all this well set up for our analysis. So we are done. Let's click on home. Now, you see close and apply here. Like I said, click on the chevron. Click on it. If you click on close, it will close. It will not save all the work. See, can you see all that work I've been doing since morning? It will not save anything. To just close it. If you click apply, it will apply all the changes. It's going to save it, and we are going to keep work and we'll keep working. We'll continue that transformation. But if you click close and apply, it's going to save all your changes and close this Power Query. That means we are done with our transformation, and that is the case. We are done with our transformation. So you're going to click on what? Close and apply. So it brings us back to Power BI. We are on the reports view of Power BI. So I'm not going to assume you know you've seen Power BI before. So there are 3 views. There's a 4th one, but we don't need to look at the 4th one for now. This first view here is called the reports view. That is our canvas where we do all our visualizations. This is the table view. If you want to see your data sets, you want to see it how they are on the table, you want to see it in tabular form, you click on this data view. And if you want to see your model, this is where you come. And our table, the 2 tables we have need to be joined together based on a relationship. And for you to join tables together, they will have a field, or what you call a column, that is common between those 2 tables. Can somebody put in the chat what is the common column between this data set and this data set, these 2 tables? What is the column that is common there? What column do they have in common? Anyone in the chat? Postal code. Thank you. These people are on fire. Postal code. Yeah. So how do you create a relationship between them? Very, very simple. Just drag this postal code. Drag it and drop it on postal code. That's all. Oh, I made a mistake. I mistakenly dragged this postal code and drop it on another field. Very simple. Just right click on the arrow and click on delete. It's going to delete the line. Okay, so you can now drag it properly. Make sure it's going to show you like dotted lines around that field that is positioned to receive it. So just drop it on that field, and you see a line joining those 2, showing you that there's a relationship between them. So when you see 1 here, it means 1 to many. So this is called cardinality. When we get to Power BI, I'll explain cardinality and everything. We're going to do that. But for now, to just know this, if you see star means many. If you see 1 is 1. And the relationship is flowing in this direction. Can you see the arrow is coming down? So the relationship is coming in this direction, but you don't need all those details for now. You're not doing data modeling class. We'll get there. So we've joined the tables together based on this relationship. Now, before we start building and drawing and constructing, there's one more thing I need to do. Apart from the bed and baths, we have 2 beds, we have 2 baths. Yeah, I also want a field that will show us the bed and baths together. Like, for example, this house in this address is 3 bed, 2 baths. What can I do? I can combine this bed column and this bath column to give us a new column that's going to show us the bed and bath. Because when I'm looking for a house to buy, they can't just say 3 bed and I'll go. I will need to know the number of baths. What if it's 3 bed and half baths? I just want toilet, no bathroom. We need to know the number of baths that are available. So we need to know bed and bath. So it's a dimension that I like personally. So while looking at this data, I was like, okay, if I was working on this, I would like to see bed and baths that each address has. I don't want to see them in 2 different fields. I want to have another field that has bed baths. So how can we do this? Very, very simple. Just click on anything here. Click on anything. Once you click on any of the fields, you see this option that says new column. Good. Click on it. Now, what do we want to do? I want to create a new column that is a combination of these two columns, bed and bath. I will call it, for lack of a better name, let me call it bed bath. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to join bed and bath together. So it's very simple, right? I'll say, if I type bed, so can you see the way it is? Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. Sorry, I forgot. Let me zoom in here. So I type bed bath. Let me type. So what do I want to do? I want to join these beds and bath together. So if I type bed, you see the way it is written? It will show you the name of the data sets, the name of the table, and the name of the column. So for example, this table is what housing data, and the column that I'm referring to is what beds. So that is how Power BI arranges it. Housing beds. So this is the column I'm interested in. So I don't need to type everything. I could just select it. I want to join it with bath. How do you join it? Simply use the and sign. That's your shift 7. I want to join it with bath. Just type bath. Same way. I press enter. Look at what it's giving me. 2. It makes sense because that's what Power BI, that's what you told Power BI you wanted to do. You want to join bed and bath, and it's telling you 2. But you might think this is a 22-bedroom apartment and you'll be misinformed. So I want it to be 2 bed, 2 baths. How can I achieve it? So before I join them, I need to put something in between. So I will say this housing, whatever data you pick from this bed, and you use your double quotation mark, type bed there, close it. Put another and. So it's going to join this bed data, these 2 bed that you're seeing here, to join it to bed. And this bath that you're seeing here, let's join it also to bath. So we'll put and behind it and put baths. Let's close it. We press enter. Sorry. Can you see 2 beds, 2 baths? Yeah, but it's still not looking like very good. It's good enough, but it's not good enough. I would like what if you have like 2 bed hyphen 2 baths? I mean, it's going to make sense that way. So easily, there are many ways you can do this. You can just come to the back of this bed, press space, hyphen, space. Okay? And you press enter. Can you see the way it's looking? It looks like magic, Abby. It's called magic. Let me put it in the chat. So we now have bed baths, 2 bed, 2 baths. Now let's start constructing. Let us start constructing. Awesome. Let's start constructing. The first thing I want to do is we want to create a table called what? Measures. So measures is like your calculations. We want to do a calculation. And the way I like to do my calculation, I like creating a separate table for it. So to create that separate table for measures, you just click on this, under this home tab, come to this place that says enter data. Don't worry if this is totally new to you, just take it, soak it in, watch the YouTube video, recreate it. And I want to see your dashboard. I want to see your dashboard on LinkedIn. You can tag me. Let me see. Of course, I'll comment. I'll interact with it. Let me see. Once we finish this, sit down with the YouTube video, watch this again, recreate your own. I want to see what you created. Some of you have not seen the one from the pizza data set, but it's okay. You can recreate this one and position yourself as a data analyst. Let recruiters see you already that you have that knowledge. This is a standard data analysis project. What we are doing now is a standard data analysis project. And if you can even document this, put it on your resume that you worked on data, worked on an analysis for a client. Just if you do it for yourself, you're a client. Everybody's a client. Just say you worked on analysis for a client to show the trend using the Calgary's real estate data. Maybe for a client that wanted to purchase a house, you show them this. Just you can defend this. It's something you are seeing here. You can they say walk us through this project. You can walk them through this thing that we are doing. Just tell them, give them a high level overview of what we've done. And yeah, you've done a project. It's not more than that. after this class, I'm going to show you my portfolio website where I host some of the projects I've done. So this is this what you're getting here. What we did last week and what we did today. These are two solid projects that you can put on your resume. All right. So we'll name this thing measures. And I like to start with the hash symbol. Really, you can put any symbol. Why am I putting symbol? Because this thing is arranged in alphabetical order. So if I put symbol, it's going to appear at the top. I like seeing it at the top. So I like putting hash for some. I don't know. The first person I saw do it put hash, and since then I've been putting hash. I've seen some people put underscore and everything, but hash it is. So you call it measures. Load. Awesome. Now the first thing we want to do is this price. Let's look at the average price of the house. Let's look at average price. Let's look at what the average price is. So you click on this measure table that you created. Right click on it. Once you right click on it, you see different options. New measure, new column. So you click on new measure. Let me zoom in so we'll be able to see all my calculations very well. Custom. So what creates what? Average price. Calculate average price. Very, very simple. Power BI is so intuitive. You say average price. What's the formula for calculating average price? So maybe I should introduce it well. The first thing you want to do is to write the name of the measure. The name of the measure is what? Average price. That's what we want to name it. You can name it anything. And we say this average price is equal to, we want to calculate the average of the price field. Okay? So what's the formula for average? Just like the name, average. Click on it. Average. Then price field, right? Price field in housing data table. So instead of typing housing data table, put square bracket and price. You don't need to do that. Just type price. It will show you everywhere you have price. And where we have price currently is what? Housing data. Although it might be tricky whenever you have, like, for example, where I currently work, when I'm doing building dashboard for especially those marketing people, they can disturb. When you're building dashboard for marketing people, some of the data sets you have price, like you say adjusted price, historical price, something price. You see price like 10 different prices. So you need to be very careful when you're working with it. But now I know it's just a price. So I know it's just from housing data sets. So I select this one. And basically that's all. We've created our average price. Enter. So where's the average price? If you want to see it, you pick any of these visual here. So for this, I think I like to use the card visual. The card visual, if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, the last item on the fourth row, that's the card visual. If I select it, and I want to see the average price, click on it. This is the average price. That means in Calgary, the average price to buy a house. So if you want to be thinking about buying a house in Calgary, old 750K, whether you want to collect bank loan, whether you want to collect cash, 750K if you want to buy a house in Calgary. That's what this data set is telling you. And it's confirmed. It's not me that did there. It's what the data said. Confirmed 750K to buy a house in Calgary. Awesome. I don't like 750K. I like to see everything full. So how do we change it? I can select that measure that we just created, that average price. Select it. Oh yeah, now. So once you select it, this middle one that says format your visual, click on it. But if you don't select it first, you not see it here. You not see it here. So make sure you select what you're interested in first. Once you select it, this is not working. Okay. Okay. Let's select this. Okay. Oh, sorry. So let's select the card visual here. Select this card visual here that we're working on. This is what we want to change. We want to write it in full. So select it here and come to this middle one. So there are two things: call out value, call out label. Call out value is the big one that you can see here, the figure. Call out label is the one that is under average price. Okay. So what we want to do is to change this call out value. Change it. First is too big. Let's reduce the font size to like maybe 25. And this display unit is currently on auto. Change it to none. Write all my money in full for me. Change it to none. And these decimal places are unnecessary. I think you just stop at the last one. We don't need decimal places. So under this place that says value decimal places, just put 0 there. And to show you the value. Awesome. Good. So we've gotten the average price. Wouldn't you like to know the most expensive listing in this place? Sure, let's find out. Let's look at what the most expensive listing is. Let's see if Calgary is everywhere too, like Toronto and BC. Okay, so let's look at most, like I said, you can name it anything you want. Most expensive listing equal to, who can guess? Who can guess? Anybody? Guess what's the function we can use to calculate the highest value? It is 3-letter word. Okay, max. Want to get the max value of what? Price. So press price. So this is housing data price. Okay, housing data price. Select it. So before we look at it, let's quickly calculate. Before we look at the value, let's calculate the cheapest one as well. Let's call it cheapest listing. So just like we use max, this one will be what? Mean. Let's type price, select it, close the bracket. That's the cheapest listing. One more thing I want to do, let's look at the total number of listing. How do you think we can get the total number of listings? Anybody? This is the table. These are all the listings here. How can we know the total number of listings that are available? Anybody? How can we know all the total listings that are available here? So we can sum this. So distinct count. Yeah, count, distinct count. Okay, I don't want to get into the intricacies of distinct count, and everything. Here, we don't have a primary key. We don't have anything. So what am I just going to do? I'm not going to use distinct counts. Sorry to Yetunde. I'm not going to use count. Sorry to Joe. I'm going to use count rows. Let us count the rows. Like we don't have primary key, we don't have foreign key yet. Like it's not a very, very, very standard data set. So I'm going to use count rows. And it's simple. If you use count, you most likely, in fact, numbers like you get the same answer. But count rows is more appropriate in this scenario. Anyway, nothing is more appropriate as long as it gives you the correct answer. Yeah, okay. So let's look at number of listings. Number of listings. Equal to count, just press count rows. Going to bring it out for you. What do you want to count row? So when you count row, it takes only one argument. The argument it takes is what? Which table do you want to count the row? Just type the name of the table. Housing data, just select it. That's all. It just count the row. But if you say count will ask you which column do you want to count. You can count the address column. Yeah, it's going to give you this thing. So, but where count might give you problem is that, yeah, it won't give you problem. It's distinct count that can give you problem. If they have the same, but they would actually not list the same address twice anyway. So distinct count and count will actually give you the same thing. But anyway, let's use count rows to count the housing data. So now we've seen count rows. We've seen all those things. Let's look at the values of everything we've calculated. So instead of showing the card visual again, instead of picking it again and doing everything over again, let's just duplicate this one. Select it, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. So let's have it in 4 places. So the second one, I need to change it, remove the average price. Let's put most expensive listing. $10 million. That's the most expensive listing we have. $10 million, most expensive listing. Awesome. So this one, let's remove this average price. Let's look at the cheapest listing. 149, 141,900. I'm sure this is 1 bed. Let's confirm. Let's confirm if it's 1 bed. Do we still have time? Yeah, let's confirm. How can I confirm? Let me come to this price and sort it by ascending order. Or what you can do is just unclick all of them and select that 141,900. Let us look at only that data. You see, it's one bed, one bath, 149, 149K. They are raping us. Anyway, so come back here. Last one, let's look at the number of listings. 3,360. That means last year they sold 3,360 listings. I'm sure the ones they will not include the ones that are on Facebook Markets. It's the one that are on Realtor.ca, those big websites that they will include. Some people will sell, some sellers will sell directly, so probably can't get all those data. So it's not like totally representative. Anyway, so I like to have a comma in between this. I don't like the way it's just 3,360. Let's have a comma separator. And how do we do that? Click on that number of listing. Once you click on it, it's going to bring up this measure tool. Then click on this comma. And immediately you have it this way. So we are done with creating our measures. And yeah, let me see participants if I have anybody raising their hand. Okay, awesome. No one's raising their hand. So everyone's following along. So awesome. Now, let's see. First, let us look at the average price. Let's break it down I want to see, let me use this cluster bar chart, this one that is here. I want to see for that bed and bath field that I created. I want to see the average price for 1 bed, 2 bed, 3 bed, 2 bed. I want to see the average price for all of them. So let's see the average price for each of those segments. So I need to see it using clustered bar charts. That's the third item on the first row. What do I want to see? I want to see the average price. So I'll click it. Power BI is smart enough to know where to put it, but in some cases it's not smart enough. But in this case, I think it's smart enough. It's going to put it in the x-axis. And now this average price that I put here, I want to break it down by number of bed and baths, that column that I created. So what will I do? I'll come to housing data and look for that field that says bed baths. Can you see it's a bit different from the other field? It has something like an FX behind it. It's showing that it is a derived column, a calculated column. Okay, it's not originated from the data set. I calculated it by joining two fields together to form it. That's why it's showing FX in front, but it doesn't mean anything. So I can select it. Power BI will know where to put it. So if you look at it this way, let me do one or two things to make it more visible. If I come to this middle button here, make sure it's selected, come to this middle button. If I turn on data label, you'll be able to see the price. Okay. Yeah. So as you can see here, the average price for a 5-bed, 7.5 bath house. I wonder how big that house is. The average price is what? Is $5 million. For a 4-bed, 6.5 bath house. So if you are going to talk like if you are going to talk, you're going to say, oh, for last year in Calgary 2023, get a 3-bed, 3-bath house, a 3-bed, 4-bath house, you need to have at least $1.3 million. They're speaking based on data that you have. It's just simple. If you want to tell the person, oh, what you're looking for is a 3-bed, 3-bath house, then you have to have at least $800,000 to be able to afford it in Calgary. So that's what you're seeing here. Awesome. So that's one breakdown. Now what else am I looking at? Let's look at average price of the houses by location. Now we've seen it by bed and bath. Let's look at it by location. So instead of arranging everything together again, you can just copy, and since it's still the same average price you want to look at, you can just copy and paste this one, Control C, Control V. Copy and paste it. So select it and click on this first button here. So where we have bed baths, we want to use this place. That field that says place. We want to see the average price by location. So to buy a property in Bel Air, in Calgary, you need to hold at least $4 million. If the location you are looking at is what? Is Eagle Ridge, you'll be needing like $3.7 million. If what you're looking at is Britannia, you'll be looking at $3 million at least. So this is a lot of information. I think we can just limit it to top 10, right? I want us to limit it to top 10. So how can we achieve that? How can we achieve that? It's very simple. Just click on the column, click on the visual that you're interested in. You see this place that says filter. Okay, filters. Click on the chevron under it. Say, what do you want to filter by? Is it basic filtering? No. Click on the chevron again. I want to do a top N filter. So you click on top N. Okay, you click on top N. Say, you now have to top what? Is it top 20? Is it top 30? Let's just look at the top 10. Now, I want to look at the top 10 based on what? I want it to be based on the average price. Okay, so what you will now do is to this average price that you've calculated here, drag it and drop it here. You should drag it and drop it there. Click on apply filter. It's just going to show you the top 10 values here easily. So these are the top 10 locations with the highest average price. These are the top 10 here. So I want to do one more thing. Then we now put everything together. I want to do one more thing. Okay, let me reduce this one so we have space. Let me reduce this. We'll do everything together. We'll put everything together. Okay. So let me just put everything here. I want us to have enough space because we still need to work on a few things. Just two more visuals, then we'll put our dashboard together. I don't want to extend beyond the time. So is there somebody in the chat? Since there are blanks in the location, yeah, there are some blanks there. It's possible that they have the address, but maybe they don't have a name for it. So it's possible. So Ali, you have a question?
For instance, those blank spaces, assuming during the cleaning, as you are cleaning the data.
Yeah. Yes.
How do you remove those blank spaces?
So there's a question about there's a question in it's a very popular question when it comes to data cleaning. How to undo missing data. It's one of the biggest most talked about questions in data cleaning process. How do you undo missing data? For example, let us look at the place. We can isolate those ones that have blanks. Awesome. Let's isolate it. There are a couple of them. We already have the address. Is this sufficient for us to now delete it? I mean, we can get other information that we need. We know the region, we know the address, we know the price, we know the postal code. Easily, if it's so pressing, can easily search this postal code online and get another table. So this is what I did. To build a map, okay, I can't use postal code alone. I need longitude and latitude. And in the data set that I have in this housing data, I had only postal code. So what did I do? So this data set that I think that is location here, I downloaded it myself and I modified it. So I went online and searched for postal longitude and latitude. What did I even search? Longitude and latitude of postal codes in Calgary, in Canada. That was what I searched. And I got the data set for Canada and US. So I removed US, then it was only Canada. So I filtered down to only Alberta, then I filtered further down to only Calgary. And that data set had all those time zone, all those things that you saw the other time zone, everything. So I removed those ones and we're left with postal code, longitude, and latitude. So based on that, I will be able to pull the longitude and latitude information from this table based on the postal code that is here. How am I able to do that? Remember that I've created a relationship between those two tables. So if I use the postal code that I have here to search, it's going to give me the corresponding longitude and latitude. It's like doing VLOOKUP in Excel. It's just like that. So that was what I did. So easily, if this thing is a problem, if you need to fill up. Let's say I was doing like a proper presentation to management. I'll do the extra effort of getting the name of the place for all these corresponding postal codes. I'll just set it online, get a lookup table that will show me the name of the places, and I will fill it up easily. That's what I would do. That's what I would do if it was like if it were to be a normal presentation for management. All right. So yeah, I was going to show you the map, right? So let me lower your hand so you don't get confused. So let me create map. So this is the map is this second option here on the fourth row. If I click on it. Good. Now this map, what I want to do is that I want to see where the most expensive houses are. And I just want to see the top 10. I want to see, not really top 10, I want to see like houses that are above a particular value. We can just all of us can come up with a value that we want to see here. We want to see where those houses are concentrated, okay, on the map. And how do we do it? Once I click on this map visual, it's going to ask me, where is the longitude, where is the latitude? The best field to use a map effectively, a map visual effectively, the best field you can use is what? Longitude and latitude. So that's the best thing you can use. So what I can do is to pick the latitude, drop it here. Pick the longitude, drop it here. Can you see immediately it has switched this thing to Canada? You can see all the Canadian states there. Can you see here? Look at where it's concentrating all these things here. You see it's in Alberta, towards south of Alberta, as you can see. This is around Calgary. You can see Edmonton up here. You can see Calgary here. So that is where it has concentrated. So can you see how accurate longitude and latitude is? So this doesn't make any sense now. Want to see the maximum, the most expensive listings. So I'll drag this most expensive listing and drop it under bubble size. Now it still doesn't make sense. What is it showing you? This bigger the bubble, the bigger the value of the house. For example, look at this bubble that is big. Can you see like $2.29 million? If I click this smaller one, is 400. This one is 369,000. This one is 499. So the bigger the bubble, the bigger the higher the value. But we don't need all these small ones. We are concerned with expensive houses. So let us look at houses that have average prices that are higher than, what value can we use? Let's say we want to see higher than $3 million. So I'll just come to this map because I want to filter based on a price that is high, like a price of let's say $3 million, like I said. So I can come to this most expensive listing and show us only something that is greater than, let's say greater than or equal to, let's say $3 million, for example. How many zeros are there? Click on apply. Can you see? It has limited it to only data that are above $3 million. Can you see? Just from one view, you can see that people that are living here, this place is like the I don't want to use the word I want to use. So anyway, so this place, can you see this area here? This central or south, is this west now? Southwest, central. Can you see this southeast? It's not even, there's no expensive listing there at all. Northeast, no expensive listing there at all. Look at it. The expensive listings are around this southwest and a little bit towards northwest here. These are where the expensive listings are in Calgary. So with that map visual, you can see where the expensive listings are. And yeah, this can really help in case you are looking at, oh, where is my focus? You can easily see where you are looking at. If you're looking for expensive houses, you don't need to put your search. You don't need to search around this northeast, southeast. Is from, look at the middle line here. Just towards the west. The west has the most expensive listings in Calgary. So there's one more thing I want to do. I want Power BI to use AI. to give us something cool, something really, really cool. That's the last thing we'll do. Then we'll put this visual together. It's called e-influencer, and I'll show you how to use it. Let's click on this. E-influencer is the if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the one that looks like lollipop, that's e-influencers. Let's let me further reduce this so we have enough space. I'll work on them later. Okay. Influencers. So I want this thing. What do I want to achieve with this key influencer? I want Power BI to do all the work for me. Okay. I want Power BI to explain this field, this price field. So this is what I would do. It has two major fields. Analyze, three major ones actually. Analyze, explain, expand by. So we're working on analyze and explain by because of time. So I want Power BI to use its intelligence to analyze the price for me. And you want it to analyze the price based on what? Number one, you say analyze it based on region, analyze it based on number of beds, you put it under region again. Based on number of beds, I don't like the fact that it's putting beds as a number. Let's go and change. You see that when I put bed here, it changed it to sum. I don't want it to be sum. I don't want it to be sum. So let's change what you can do is you click on here, you click on don't summarize, or you just go and change the data type. But we can just use don't summarize. Analyze based on bats. Also change this to don't summarize. We don't want you to summarize bats. Then based on bed bat as well. Analyze it based on bed bats. Also want you to analyze it based on place. Let's see. Do you want to analyze based on place? Let's just do this for not to. So which factors? Sometimes Power BI will just give you like generic information that doesn't really make sense sometimes, but a lot of time it makes sense, especially if you look at the data yourself, you can just fine tune the information. Let's look at the one that's more obvious. Just choose decrease. Say what influences price to decrease? They said if it is one bed, one bath, the price will decrease. Let me see if I can expand this. They said if it is one bed, one bath, the price has tendency to be low. And if you look at our data set, can you remember that it's those ones that are one bed, one bath, those are the ones that are lowest. Those are the ones that have the lowest price when we were looking at our data set the last time. So he said if the house is a one bed, one bath, the price is likely to be low. Two bed, one bath is also likely to be low. But the factor that decreases the price the most is one bed, one bath. One bed, one bath. If you're looking for something cheap, a factor that would decrease the price, just go for one bed, one bath. So that's what Power BI is saying. And based on how important those ones are, it's just giving us generic information. Like this one, if the bed is between 1 to 2 bed, yeah, the price is going to be cheap. So let's look at it again. This one will make more sense to us. They said if the region is northeast, the price is likely to be low. Can you look at it with our data, with our map visual that time? Can you see that northeast does not have any of the expensive listings? Can you see Power BI is actually smart? So if the region is northeast, the house is likely to be cheap. If the region is southeast also, the price is likely to be cheap. So this is how you can leverage the power of AI to do more. Assuming we are working in Power BI service, I can even show you how to build machine learning models that will predict the price based on all the labels that you put in. You can just ask it, oh, for 2024, if I want to buy a 2-bed, 1-bath house, what do you think the price would be? It will predict it for you, and we can train the model to the extent that to give you close to accurate information, very accurate information. So you can do a lot with Power BI. Power BI is a is a whole ecosystem on its own. You can build machine learning models. You can do almost anything. Look at what we are doing with AI. Normally, it will take you some digging to know that northeast areas are not very, very expensive. Like if you're buying a house in that area, it's something that is cheap. So if you're giving insights to a stakeholder, I can tell them, oh, if you're looking for cheap houses, you might need to consider northeast or southeast. And if you know Calgary a little, I think like northwest, southwest are the most desirable areas. I think maybe I don't know. There could be. I think there are usually maybe security concerns for northeast and southeast, and you can see this data also suggests the same thing. Houses in the region of northeast and southeast are likely to have a lower price. Okay, so these are the factors that decrease the price of the house if you are doing your search. Okay, so this is awesome. We've done amazing stuff so far. And so how do we want to put all these things together? So imagine you are done with this now. You're now going to present this thing to management. They can store you the laptop now. That how you present this thing that this is your dashboard. We need to make it look good. How can we make it look good? That's where our designing comes in. Time is fast spent. I hope we'll be able to design. So for this design, I'm going to be going a bit fast. It's not hard work. It's basically design. So I would want you to look at it, look at the possibility look at what Power BI can do. But I will try to go fast so we're able to complete it. So at least you have something to watch when you're looking at the video. So I want to design the dashboard now. I want to change it a little bit from what we did in the last time for those that were around. So I want a long canvas, not a wide canvas. So how do I change it? I come to this place here, come to canvas settings. I change this type to custom. I want a height of 1,400 and I want a width of 1,000. So I want it to be long this way. Awesome. That's the first step. I want to give it a background. So before I go into that, I want to show you something. You might be wondering, how am I picking my colors? For example, the main theme of my color is navy blue. So I went online and I said color palettes for navy blue. For those of you that want to paint, if you want to paint your house as well, this is a very good thing to do. So look at color. This is basically telling me, if I want to use navy blue for my color, what are the colors that will blend in easily with navy blue? Can you see all the options that are here? If you look at these colors, can you see that they all blend in very well? Because some people will just use colors. When you see their dashboard, you see conflicting colors, like causes an eyesore. But if you look at this color, look at this palette now, it's very beautiful. All these colors blend in perfectly well. So anytime I'm doing dashboard, I can just look for a very, very fine color that goes well. So all my visual, I'll make sure I limit them to all these colors. And you'll see some very nice ones. They will put the X code, color code there. So you cannot copy and paste this color code on Power BI and you will see how it works. So I'll be showing it very fast. So first thing I want to do, I want to create a background for myself. So let me insert an image. Insert the shape, I want to insert the square. Let me reduce this a little. Expand this. I don't want it to get to all the edges. It depends on your creativity. You might decide to change your own color. In fact, I don't want you to use the same color I use. Use different palettes. Look for different palettes. You can just say, give me palette for pink, give me palette for green, and see what Google will give you. So I want to change this color to, I don't know the name of the color, but it's fine, Sha. I don't know the name. So let me just get the X code. I've gotten the X code already. So I'll copy the X code. So this color, I want to change it. How do you change the color? Come to style. So I've shown you how to get palette color. Just go to Google. Guess the color that you want. The color I want to use is similar to this one. This one here. That's one I want. So I can just put F8, F8, FF. I can just copy it and paste it here. I'll show you where to paste it. So how do you paste it? Come to color here. Click on that chevron. Chevron is our friend in Power BI. Click on that chevron. Click on more colors. So here, That's where you paste the code. So this is the code, this is the color I want. Awesome. So can you see a tiny blue line around it? I don't want this blue line because it's annoying me. So I come here, come to style, and this border, turn it off. I don't want any border. Now I want it to have a little bit of I don't want it to be like very sharp. I want it to have rounded corners. So how do I do it? Select the shape, come to this shape here, rounded edges. I want to make it around 15%. 15%. Awesome. So now the next thing I want to do is to um, create another visual for another shape for header. I click on shape again. Is another rectangle. Okay, so something might happen and it's very, very annoying. This shape can go behind this big shape that I created here. And for you to now, so for you to be able to pull back this one, you need to minimize this one or delete it temporarily, bring up this one and return this one. It can be very annoying. So what you do in this case, select this new image, come to format and select bring forward. So anytime you are working, it will bring it, it will always be in front of this one. Because this one, I want to use this one as a background. So click on this one and click on bring forward. Or another way to do it is to select this one, and click on send to the back. Let it be behind, let it be the last one that's behind because we want to use it as a background. Okay, this one I also want to give it a rounded corner, like 15% as well. 15% rounded corner. And I want the color to be navy blue. I have the color I want to use already. So like I said, this is just purely design. Feel free to use any color you want. Feel free to use any color you want. So I know the color I want to use navy blue. So I come here. Don't forget, close the border. We don't want the border. So click on this drop down arrow. Click on more colors. Play with any color you want. But what I want to use is like navy blue. So I'm going to paste it here. Awesome. So this is actually not the kind of shape I want. The shape I want is, what I want is to have, the shape should have rounded edges on top and sharp edges below. So let me change it. Come to, I don't know the name. So let me delete it. Let's do that again. Insert shape. This is the shape I want. The one that has rounded edges and sharp edge here. So this is the kind of shape I want. So I will select it. So, but the edge is too round for me. I'll come to shape, reduce the rounded edge to 15% like I did the first time. Okay, the color, let's change this to, so because we've used that color before, we used the recent, so just select it. And don't forget to turn off the border. So this is what I'm trying to achieve. I want to put it here. I want to make it blend in nicely with that top. I need to make sense, eh? All right. So I want to insert another shape again, like this one. I can just copy and paste this one, copy and paste. But what I want is to, I want these edges that I see here. I want it to be on the left side. I want it to be on the left side. I don't want it to appear that way. So I'll select this. I'll rotate it 270 degrees. Okay. I'll put it here. I don't want this. Can you see this small shape here? I don't want it to be like this. I want it to blend to the back of this one. So I want it to blend to the back. So, and I want it to be behind this one. First of all, let me change the color to what I want. Then we'll do that. The color I want for this one is it's like navy blue as well, but a lighter shade. So I come to color. That's the second. Yeah, a lighter one. So let me drag it here. It is. So, but I want it to be behind this one. So I will click on format and click on send backward. So it's now behind. Awesome. So apart from being behind, I also want it to reach the bottom. So I drag it here. I want it to reach the bottom so it will align with the last one. Awesome. So this is this is the effect I want to create. I think I can increase this one a little. Awesome. So now let me create more stuff. Then you see what I'm doing. Just let me create all the background first, then you see what I'm doing later. Just a second. Okay, so let me pick up a new shape. Insert shape. You see what I'm doing now. Let's insert, click on shape, also a rectangle. So I'll do one and I'll duplicate it. Click on shape. I want it to have like rounded corners 15 degrees. Yeah, 15 rounded corners. Let's reduce this a little. What else? I want it to be white. Or not actually white. I want it to have let me give it another color. Let's give it another color that will work with that blue color. So let me give it this color. Click on this color. Select this. Awesome. Turn off the border. Yeah. Okay. So I now want to do what I want to do is not available in Power BI. So I just want to use Sense. You know what we've been doing, there's some things that are not available directly on Power BI. We've just been using Sense to make it. So that's what I want to do again. This one, I want to give it a very beautiful color that you'll be surprised with. So this one, I'll give it a rounded edge of you know what? This other one, let me pick that same shape that we pick. This one that has a sharp edge. So you see what I want to do now. Let's give it a rounded edge of, okay, 25% is good. Let's turn off the, let's remove border. Let me give it that beautiful color that I have in mind. So I want to give it this color here. This color here, this particular one. I want to give it. You see how it will blend with blue. So that's the effect. I don't have all those color by myself. So I usually refer to all these color palettes to make sure I'm giving nice dashboard. For example, when I joined I was sharing the last class. When I joined my new organization, I joined as more of a business role, business analyst role, supporting data migration projects. But they had an issue with Power BI. So it was my first week in the organization. It was an opportunity for me to shine now. So I quickly, yeah, I can help you out. So and I helped them troubleshoot what they were looking for. And immediately I did it. I now play with the dashboard. I just play with the dashboard and designed a new thing. It actually gave me wahala because since that day they started giving me all the Power BI requests, but it's all good. I just played with the dashboard, use all my fancy designs now. They just canceled all the dashboards that they've had before time. They canceled everything. They now put in a request to remodel, to redesign all their dashboards. In fact, I suffered that time. but it was good. It was, it made me popular in the organization, actually. So I did a redesign, I did a revamp of all their dashboards, and it made a lot of sense. So if you know how to use Power BI well, and you now know how to design, I mean, you will really enjoy it. You see what we'll do at the end of the day. You see what our dashboard will look like. So can you see it's already making sense? I added this color. Now, what I can do, I want to join these two things together. This annoying thing. You know what I can do? This one, this background, I'm using select to hold it. This one, and this background. Let me group them together. Formats. So they won't be scratching, and group them together. Now they will not be appearing as one image. They are now in the front. Okay, that one is now appearing behind. And let's come to format. Let us send them to the back. Send to the back. What's our design? This thing can be annoying at times. You know what we'll do? Let's bring this one to the front first. Bring to front. So sometimes very, very annoying stuff. This one, let's group them, formats, group, and send to the back. Awesome. So this one now, I've already grouped it. I can now drag them. Okay, did I not group this? Let me zoom in to make sure it's okay. So this one and this one, format, let's group them together. Yeah, like I said, bring to front. Awesome. So I can drag it here. Awesome. So I need 4 of this. Can 4 of this fit in? Maybe I should reduce the size a little. So Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, Ctrl-V, Ctrl-V. Don't worry about arranging, just put it. It's looking like it's too big. So let me reduce it a little. So Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, Ctrl-V, Ctrl-V. So I want 4. Just don't worry about the arrangements. Just do it anyhow. So how can we do it so that they are all arranged well? So once you are okay with the length of the first one, make sure that one is the one you select first. Hold it. Use Control key to select all of them together. Come to Format. Under this Align, if you click on Align Top, it will arrange all of them on the same height beautifully. And if you now want all of them to have the same space in between them, for example, look at the space between this one. It's big, this one is big, this one is small. You want all of them to be equally distributed. See under Align, say distribute horizontally. If you don't know horizontal and vertical, you can see it here that this thing is like this, horizontal, this one is vertical. So we distribute horizontally. So it's going to make them equidistant from each other. So can you see it's starting to make sense? You see where I'm going with this. So this one, I want to change the color of that heading that you're seeing there. I want to change the color. So I'll select, so because I've grouped it together, you need to click on it twice to select that small one. So I've selected it. I want to select this big one. After you click on it twice, you'll be able to select it. So click on that small one twice, come to style. This is the color I want to use for it. Awesome. This is the color. So let me pick the next one. I'll just be fast with this so I don't waste your time. Next one, this is the color I want to use. So click on it twice. Let me select the color that I want. Awesome. Then the last one, this is the color. So please, don't copy what I've done. Use your own color. Be creative. I want to see your own color. If you are doing your own, I want to see a different color. Just use color palettes to get something beautiful. I want to see how you can combine colors. So yeah, this is good. So what am I doing with this? We'll get there very soon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's copy and paste them here. Let's send them to front so that So I can edit all of them together. I want them to have this color that is here. So I can come to this middle. I'm selecting 4 of them together. So whatever I do to affect all of them together. So let me select all of them together again. This color, the color value, that's the color I want to change. Let's make it this color. And the callout label, this one is too long, most expensive listing. Let's just call it most expensive. Let's just call it most expensive. So you come under this callout label. Okay. What do we name this? This one. I forget how to do this. Oh, okay, yeah. So come here, come to this first button. Instead of most expensive listing, just say most expensive. So let's manage space, most expensive. Then this one, let's just call it least expensive. Least expensive. Okay. This one is too long. Let's just call it AVG price instead of average info. AVG price. Okay. So, and all of them, I want to remove all their backgrounds. I don't want them to have any background. I want them to use this background here. Oh, it's like I've made mess of my dash. Okay. Awesome. This thing can be annoying there. So this one here, let's take away all the background. Come here to general effects, turn off the background. So let's just reduce it a little. I think it's still too big. Let me reduce the value a little. This callout label, let's make it 20. Okay. So let me reduce this one a little. This is the callout label. Okay, so I think I need to drag it out a little. So this most expensive as well. Let's drag it a little. Put it here. Least expensive. Let's put it here. So this how to arrange your visual. It's going to look good. Then number of listing as well. Let's put this one here. So if you remember that there's a folder called assets, okay? Let's bring in, let's click on insert some things from the assets. If I click on image, see this assets. So for this one, let me bring it in. This is the logo I want to use for average price. So adding logo beautifies. Oh, this thing is doing what it did for me the last time. Bring to front. Oh. Let me undo that. Okay, let me bring in another one. Insert image. Let's look at least expensive. Awesome. This one here. Awesome. Most expensive. Let's bring in another image. Least expensive. I just used an arrow. So please remind me to show you where to get logo again. Why is this one coming to the front? Coming behind. Let me bring that number of listings. We can work on those ones later anyway. So number of listings. I might have to re-download that logo, but probably not today. Let me see if I can try again if they will work well this time around. Awesome. It's expensive. So this is one. Also I didn't to give our dashboard a title. Let's quickly do that. If you click on insert text box, let's call it Calgary real estate data. Let's select everything here, Control A. Let's change the color to white. Let's remove the background. Come to effects, turn off the background. Let's increase it to like maybe 24. Make it bold. Calgary real estate data. And let me bring out one more logo, this one. Awesome. So let's bring that. So this is how to design. You see, it's already making sense. You can do more. I mean, you can do a lot with the design. You can do a lot. Let me see if I can just do something else. So this one again, I want to bring in another one this time around. Let me just copy and paste this one. You see what I'm trying to achieve now? Control C, Control V. Let's do a smaller one. Oh. So this one as well, Control C, Control V. Let me drag it here. And now I think one more. Control C, Control V. So this is let's bring in our visual. This particular key influencer, let's copy and paste here. Let's copy and paste here. Awesome. So yeah, it's looking nice, but I want the color to like blend in with what we are doing. I want the color to blend in with what we are doing. So for example, this one here, I want to have this kind of color, and these charts, they can have this color here. It'll make sense. So let's click on it and see, let's play with the options and see what we can do. So if we come to it here, come to this format. Under analysis, nothing is here. Bubble visual colors. Okay, so this one that says this primary color, let's just change it to that navy blue that we've been using. Awesome. And then these charts, under charts, let's change the color to this one that looks like the orange that we've seen here. I think I like this one better. Yeah, pretty much we've designed our key influencers here. Let's go back to the data sets. Let's pick these two, this one and this one. Control C, Control V. Let's drag the first one here. Let's drag the second one here. This one here. So like I said, I mean, if you want to replicate my own design, that's absolutely fine. But I would want you to try out different colors. Just play with it, be flexible with it. So yeah. So this one, the title does not really make sense. Average price by bed bat. We can say average price by number of beds and bats. Let's change it. Average price by number of beds and oh sorry. By number of beds and baths. This one makes sense. And this one we can call it average price by location. Yeah. So let's change the bars. Come here to change the color. Select the charts. Come to the bar. We want to change the color of the bar because we've used this one of percent is there. And yeah, this average price and the price this thing that we have here. I mean, we don't, I don't think we really need to have average price. We already know, we've already written the average price by number of bed. So we don't need to write average price here. Also, we have labels here. Don't think we need to write the value here. And if you can see bed baths here, we don't need to write bed baths here again. I mean, it's redundant. We can use this information that we have here. So I'm going to remove this axis and remove this axis as well. So you select this, come to y-axis, just turn off the title for y-axis. For x-axis, we'll turn off the values. Values are this 0, 2, 4, turn it off. Turn off the title as well. You don't want to see it. I think we are good with this. So instead of doing all the same thing over again for this one, since they are the same, they are similar charts, just select this one. Come to home. You see this paintbrush here that says format painter. Select it and use it to brush this one. It immediately apply the same formatting. So you don't need to do the thing over and over again. So somebody said, please, what did you click again to bring in the visuals? So Lillian, I'm sorry. I think I don't know which one you were referring to. Do you want to unmute? If you want to raise your hand so you can unmute. Okay.
Yeah. This particular place where you just brought in the visuals after you put in the logos, I didn't get that part.
Which visuals? This one?
This one's the key influencers.
Yeah,
the,
we've done this before. I just copied
Yeah.
and paste from here. I just did Control C, copied, and I did Control V here.
Okay. I didn't see that
That's what
part.
I did.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we had done everything here before. It's just that this is not presentable, of course. This is not presentable. So you just want to put it in a presentable format. So one more thing, let's put our map visual here. Our map visual, awesome. Let's copy it and paste it here. Oh, let's see. And I'm working with all this map and everything. I prefer working on it in Python. Python has a better library. So, I mean, the color is not bad. I mean, they can't kill us for it, but I mean, we can still work on it and make it look better, right? So why don't you make these bubbles have like this beautiful, I don't know if it's burnt orange or I don't know what color we could call it. So let's change this map to have that color, and let's change the kind of map that we have. So you select, make sure you selected the map, come to this visual. There are different types of map. Come to map settings, you see different ones. There's aerial. Aerial is like this to show you like real map. There is dark, something like this. You can just try different ones. There's light, which is what we're using before. But I love, okay, road was what we're using before, but I just love this grayscale. It kind of blends in with this color that we already have. And we just need to change this annoying blue color. And yeah, come to the bubbles, colors under bubbles, and select this one. Awesome. So this one can show us at a glance the location of our expensive, the creme de la creme area, Calgary. So awesome. I mean, this is all about it. Let me show you how it looks like. So this is our beautiful dashboard. I mean, there's still more I can do. Okay. And as I take questions, I'll be doing it. So example, if you want to take, if you want to insert slicers, for example, let me just do this last one. Let's insert slicers. Oh, no, I lied. Let me do one more after this one. For region, because we've not used region. If you want to break it down by region, I don't want this unknown. I don't want this unknown. Or let me do that again. I think I was too fast. Let's bring in slicer. Slicer is the third option here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the third option on the fifth row. If you click on it, I want to be able to filter by region, and you'll see it in a bit. First of all, let's take away this unknown. We don't want it there. So you can come to under, once you select that filter, come under this place, select everything and unselect region. Unselect unknown. So you're going to have this. What this basically does is that if you want, this is average price for everything. If you want to see for only Northeast region, if I click on Northeast, it's going to show us all the data for Northeast alone. The most expensive listing there, the total number of listing we had for Northeast is 609. We do the same thing for Northwest. It's going to show us information on Northwest alone. So that's what slicers do in case you want to filter your data. You want to focus on the particular segments, but you can't leave it like this. It's not looking nice. So let's change the type of slicer. You come to this, you make sure you've selected it. You come here, click on tile. Let me zoom this. Let me squeeze it up a little. And let me drag it here. I think it's beautiful here. As usual, let me remove the background. Come to the effects, turn off the background. So if you come to under this visual, values, what is the border of the values? Let me use this orange color. Let's just try something creative. What is the background? Let's make the background of let's make it blue. It's looking like over formatting is killing this thing. Let's change the font color to orange as well. And this color is not nice. It's not nice at all. Let me change it to white. Let me change the borders to white as well. So sometimes just place the color. Sometimes it will work. Sometimes it's not work. I think it's looking better this way. So if I click on Northeast, I see Northeast. So these are the ways you just manage your data, and it's going to look good. In fact, if you present, you just imagine having from this kind of data sets to here, the difference is clear. So this is the end. I'll be taking questions if there are any now. And what I would say is that the data analysis class is like power packed. I will be taking, of course, I'll be there to take you. I'll be taking a lot. You see me for Power BI, you see me for Excel, you see me for SQL, but I won't be taking it alone. We also have Mr. Gbenga. He's a senior data analyst with government of Manitoba. He's also going to be there. He will be taking the Power BI with you, but I'll also be popping in, especially when I want to take you guys on projects and everything. And let me show you. After this, you guys are going to have a portfolio website like this. I'm going to show you how to build a free portfolio website at the end of the data analysis masterclass. Can you see where you host all your projects? Like, can you see some of the projects? These are old projects that I've done. Like you host your portfolio you host your website on GitHub pages. So you have a website like this. It's going to be whatever name you want to put it, .github.io. Then I can show you how to put your picture like this as well. So go and snap picture. And I'll show you how to host your projects. All this. I'll show you how to build all this website for free. So recruiters can easily see your projects. I mean, recruiters have reached out to me based on my project. And what we did was just to talk about the project that I've done. And it's been good. A lot of people have reached out to me based on my portfolio. This is linked directly to my LinkedIn account. I will also show you how to build your portfolio website and link it to your LinkedIn account so people can see the work that you've done. Don't need to, if recruiters want to reach out to you, just show them your portfolio. Okay, and they will see the quality of work that you've done. So in this program alone, for maybe not for Excel, but for SQL, we are going to have at least 2 to 3 solid projects that we're going to work on. Confirm. What we are doing is job training. It's not just training you so you will go. It's teaching you what you will use day to day on the job. SQL is my bread and butter. It's what I use every day. I write queries, 500 lines of queries, 500 lines of code and everything. I'll show you how to You know, when you see those codes at first, you get scared. That was how I felt when I started learning as well. When you just see those long codes, be like, where do I start from? So I'll show you how to read codes effectively, how to start from the inner one, you move outside. You see that everything is just repetition. It's not like seeing a newspaper and you're like, this is a lot. But if you break it down, there are simple words that they join together to form a whole newspaper. That is how this code is. Simple thing. Once you know the basic ones, I'll show you how to read it that will make sense to you. No matter how long the code is, you're going to be able to write. You are going to be able to write it, improve it, optimize it, and yeah. So we'll be working on this Power BI project as well. We'll do at least two. Outside these two that we've done in the masterclass, which are two standalone projects on their own, we will do two solid projects again. So you have at least 4 projects to upload on your website. So SQL, Power BI will cover it. I'll teach you how to build this website. And also, if you want to take advantage of the 30% that is available, you can easily go to Skill Garage. You see all the information available here, data analysis bootcamp training. You see the information, if you click on it now, you see the discount that's available for you and the time limit you have to get that discount. So we'll be starting on Tuesday. We're starting the class proper, but like Skill Garage usually do, we are going to have a free week. So everyone that comes to that Tuesday and Saturday, so the classes are going to be Tuesdays and Saturdays, same time. So for people that come for that first week, it's absolutely free. We're going to start with Excel. So it's absolutely free. You come enjoy the free classes, and I will take Excel. I'll teach you data analysis generally, all the other fields you can cross into. Then we'll start working immediately. It's not about theory. We want to get our hands dirty. We want to do real stuff. So we'll start that first day, we'll start working with Excel, start doing some data cleaning on Excel, data manipulation on Excel. Then we'll get to Power BI. Then we'll get to the main SQL. SQL for me, is the most important for any data analyst. You need to know SQL. And SQL is basically English. And I'll be there to guide you anyway. So if you have questions, please feel free. As you know, this link will be shared with you. You have access to the video. Please recreate. I want to see what you've done. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. My name is I'm just gonna put it in the chat. My name is Olugbemi Akarigo. Just reach out to me on LinkedIn. Let me see the work you've done. I'll of course interact with your work and yeah, let's connect. So if you have questions, please, now is the time. And also, if you want this Power BI file that I designed, I will make it available. I'll put it in that that Google Drive, so you can have it as well. So you can even use it to guide yourself alongside the video. All right, if you have questions, I'll be glad to take your questions. And for those that don't have questions, yeah, I will see you guys on Tuesday. If you have questions, if you want to unmute, just raise your hand. If you want to put it in the chat, please feel free. So open the lines for questions maybe for the next 10 minutes. Then yeah, we'll ask.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. I did spoke about the pizza type. You say, you want to help me to go through it edit it to see how I can redo it. I don't know if you have to talk about that.
Yeah,
and,
so let's take questions
and
around
secondly,
this, then we'll come to it. Yeah.
And secondly, say you want to teach us how to set the Power BI on manual.
Okay. Okay, awesome.
And the last one is in case we maybe okay, that was also answered. And to create and yeah, okay, that was already answered. So those two total.
Okay, thank you. Lekon.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Yeah, thank you for this very enlightening webinar. Yeah, just a quick one. I noticed when you brought in your slides for I think is it the slicer you brought into the dashboard, I noticed you uncheck the blank data or something. I saw there's a blank data or
Yeah,
probably
unknown. Yeah, the unknown.
the unknown. Why do we have the unknown in the data? Is it from the
So there are some
data?
fields, it's from the data, it's a data problem. There are some
Okay,
fields that don't have the region was not
information.
specified. So I mean we don't in this context we don't need those fields. Yeah. So I
So
mean it's showing
it's
anytime we
from
want
the
to filter, it's from the
okay.
data. Yeah, that's
It's
the
from the
summary. It's from
data.
the data. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I
So
just
if you
want
don't have
to.
any question, please feel free to drop and I'll take questions for the next 8 minutes. Yeah. All right. Any other question you can put in the chat? Raise your hands. If not, we'll see you guys on Tuesday. So for the question on configuring your Power BI, is basically come to options and settings. You come to file options and settings, and you click on options again. So a modal is going to come up. So the first one is data load. You click on never detects. Can you see something that says never detects column data types and headers? So you make sure this is how it is. So you'll be the one to control it yourself. And once you set it, come to this data load again for current file. You say import relationship from data source on first load. Uncheck this one. So you'll be the one to do it by yourself. Auto detects new relationship after load is loaded. Uncheck it. You'll be the one to do it for yourself. It's better to do it that way. So once you do this too, yeah, click OK and restart your Power BI. Then you're good to go.
Sorry,
So
please one more thing. Regarding the boot camp, is it going to be a kind of do it yourself? Maybe there's going to be video you need to watch and come back today. I just want to know about the way the
oh,
class is designed.
so the class is designed in such a way that we'll be in the class. I'll teach you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to do it. Then, of course, you guys will also, if you have a screen, if you have like 2 screens, you feel free to do it along with me. But if you don't listen in the class, go and repeat what we've done because we'll be building on what we've done in the next class. So you go back home, make sure you've done what we did in class that day. Then I will now, of course, revisit it when we get to the next class. Then we'll write on that. So that's how it's going to be.
So
So
practically, it's going to be a live class.
live classes all true. Live classes all true. All true live classes.
Okay, and it's going to be 2 times a week.
2 times a week, live classes all true. Yeah. Tosin Ajala, so sorry. I didn't see your hand since.
No
Go ahead.
problem. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Hi. So I remember at the beginning, Michael said that like a certain group of people would have like 50% off of the boot camp. Does it just apply to current students of TSG or like previous and like current
So it's
TSG students?
anyone that has taken any course with TSG before will
Okay,
get
so if you
that
take it like
discount.
let's say last year or 2 years ago,
Yeah.
you still have
All the alumni of TSG.
alumni.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we just message, sorry, I didn't hear what you said we have to do. Do we message you privately or
So if you go to that website, once you are registering, there's a code you are supposed to, oh, I don't have it here. This is for the masterclass, sorry. So if you come to the boot camp itself, yeah. So this here, register for boot camp. Oh, am I missing this? Okay. So for example, those that want to get 30% discount, those that are not previous, this is the promo code you use. There's a promo code for
alumni?
alumni. So you know what? Just reach out to maybe me or Michael later. I'll put my number in the chat as well. Here's
Okay.
my number.
And
Yeah. So preferably reach out to Michael. Michael will tell you how to do that. Yeah.
Okay, and I have one more question. This discount ends on Monday, right? Am I correct? Like the promo, or is it Tuesday?
I don't want to say, I'm not very sure, to be honest. So I would have to tell you to reach out to Michael again.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Ose. Sorry, what's your name? Oh? Let me unmute you. So
Okay, my name is Osememi, but Ose is okay.
okay. Ose, okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the class. Very impactful. I wanted to add you on LinkedIn. Is it the one that
Yes.
has University of Lagos? I
I have
believe.
to.
So I used your name to search. I saw a University of Lagos.
Okay.
I didn't
Use
see it.
me. Cause all these Oyibo people, they don't know how to pronounce the full name, so just shorten it. So use Bemi Akaribo, you'll be able to get it with this one.
Okay.
Yeah, University of Lagos, that's it actually. So. Okay, if there are no other questions, see you guys on Tuesday.
Hello?